Oh my gosh, bro. Yo, this is fun. That was fun. I wish I could play the audio, but like, bro, he's playing his song in the background, so they'll get me for copyright on there. Oh my gosh, that is hilarious. That is too funny. Look at him. Now he's swimming to his beer. He's like, I still got my beer. That's funny. Look like I think he's in I think he's in the Bahamas enjoying his life, man. You know, they find out if he's quote unquote guilty or not on the 22nd of May. But it looks like Ryan Garcia is really enjoying his life or whatnot. Doesn't seem to be worried about any type of test coming up or anything like that. But anyways, let's get into the video, man. What's good? It's the one and only, but what do I know? Boxing coming back at y'all with another one, man. So Ryan Garcia continues to call out Errol Spence Jr., right? And I wanted to go ahead and talk about this fight, man. I went ahead and did the research, man, so you guys stay tuned, take a listen. But we definitely got to talk about this fight, man. Well, this possible fight. So, shout out to BoxingScene.com. It says, Errol Spence is latest target for Ryan Garcia. I'm ending this, man. Ryan Garcia has vowed to end Errol Spence Jr. and insists that a fight between him and the former unified welterweight champion will happen. Garcia is coming off a career best performance against junior welterweight title holder Devin Haney, dropping him 3 times on his way to a victory. But Garcia's win has come under huge criticism after he weighed in 3 pounds over the 140-pound weight limit and tested positive for ostarine on 2 of his drug tests around the fight. The failed test and the threat of a potential suspension has not stopped Garcia from calling out several fighters, including Sebastian Fundora, Gervonta Tank Davis, that would be a rematch of Garcia's only professional loss. Now Spence is the latest fighter on the lips of Garcia. Pause. Who took the Instagram to call out the former champion? Spence has not fought since his stoppage defeat against Terrence Crawford for the undisputed championship last July. Errol Spence Jr. This time I ain't trolling. I'm dead ass. This fight is happening. Garcia said, I'm dead ass. He stole money from my coach. He's a piece of ish. Crawford didn't do enough. I'm ending this, man. I'm putting him to sleep. I'm putting him to bed. I'm putting him to sleep. Spence currently is in a legal battle with his former coach Derek James, who trains Garcia, over a pay dispute in which James claimed he owed no less than $5 million for the trainer verbally arranged 10% cut of Spence's guaranteed purse money for a string of pay-per-view bouts. Spence denies these claims and countered by seeking $250 or less from James, along with attorney fees. That's a sad situation that Derek James and Errol Spence are at odds right now, because you know these two came up together. But you know, let's just talk about it. I really hate to hear that, man. Especially like all of this comes in after, you know, Spence loses to Terrence Crawford. But let's go ahead and talk about it. All right, so I want to go ahead and talk about the possibility of Ryan Garcia fighting Errol Spence, which is it is a big possibility. I mean, I can see it happening, seeing how Ryan Garcia, he seems like he only wants to fight for be a part of big events. And Errol Spence, and he was already talking about fighting Errol Spence in Texas, and like that would be huge for both of them, because Errol Spence, just think about it, when he fought against Yordenis Ugas, right? Guy that is, you know, not selling tickets at all in America, right? He did like 48,000 people. So just imagine how many people he would do against Ryan Garcia, right? So I think that would make a lot of sense business-wise and whatnot. But furthermore, man, I just recently saw a poll on this asking who would win, Ryan Garcia or Errol Spence, and majority of the votes went to Ryan Garcia. Now, for anybody that's listening to this that voted for Ryan Garcia, please put your money down. I would love for you to put your money down if the fight is not at 147 pounds. Now, the reason why I say that is because Ryan Garcia, or Oscar De La Hoya, has made it clear that we're only doing things we're handling stuff on our terms. Every fight has to be made and agreed upon on our terms. So that lets me know that there's going to be a lot of effery going on. But however the situation, whatever the situation may be, Ryan Garcia did mention that he's willing to move up to 154 to fight Sebastian Fundora. So, you know, let's keep that same energy with Errol Spence Jr., right? Should they fight at 154, or even maybe a catchweight of 150, I think Errol probably could do that, 152. Maybe not 150, but 152 or something like that. I think Errol could do that and still be comfortable. You guys got to remember, man. You guys like look at what a lot of fighters or a lot of fans, they don't know about boxing. They'll just pick based off of a fighter's last performance. And to a degree, I do understand. You know, my favorite fighter of all time, Andre Ward, said, you know, you're only as good as your last fight. So I do get that. But here's my thing. You also got to look at the styles, stylistically, right? Stylistically, Errol Spence is a bigger fighter, and he's a southpaw. Now, here's the thing about that, right? The reason why I bring up the southpaw, Errol keeps that lead hand up. It's almost like a triangle formation. Jermell kind of does it as well sometimes. And the reason why that's important is because what punch is Ryan Garcia most notable for? The left hook. Well, when you're fighting a southpaw, that, especially one that's around, I think Errol Spence might be either Ryan Garcia's height or might be a little taller. It's gonna be hard for Ryan Garcia to get that left hook in. It's gonna be harder for him to land that left hook, as opposed to fighting a right hand fighter where your backhand is guarding that left hook. And often we all know that once you fight, like if you punch with the guy that drops his hand, like the way that Ryan Garcia punched with Devin Haney, who drops his hand below his chin when he punches, yes, you're subjective to catch him more easier than you would catching a southpaw whose lead hand is going to be up and in the way of you trying to get that left hook in. And you guys, now I understand a lot of you guys, I probably would have to demonstrate that for a lot of you guys, because a lot of you guys probably haven't ever even boxed before. But you know, guys that's boxed and you guys know what I'm talking about. So furthermore, I think that Errol Spence has a very thud and jab or whatnot. Ryan Garcia, Ryan Garcia did prove me wrong against Devin Haney, but Errol, I'm letting you, Errol Spence is not Devin Haney, bro. Errol, you talking about a bigger guy. And now that I'm even talking about it more, the more I talk about it, the more I doubt, just because of what I said. I doubt that the fight actually gets made, unless if they try to make it at 147, which Errol Spence has made it clear that he can't make it he can't make 147 anymore. But I know for a fact Ryan Garcia is not gonna move up to no 154 to fight Errol Spence. So probably gonna kiss that goodbye, unless if they do it at a catch weight. But again, like Golden Boy said, like De La Hoya said, everything has to be done on Ryan's turn. But Errol Spence is a big draw himself. As a matter of fact, he's, I just told you he did 48,000 seats against Ugas, and in Texas, he's just a big draw. So I don't see Errol Spence bowing down to Ryan Garcia, because for one, that's a meaningless fight. It's not like Ryan Garcia has a belt. It's not like they'll be fighting for a belt. And I think Errol Spence wants to fight the big dogs. Now, Errol Spence did say that he does not do tune-ups. And to his credit, he has not ever had a tune-up fight. After his horrific accident, he came back and fought Danny Garcia, a former 2-division champion who has a very underappreciated resume, in my opinion. He came back after his injury, when he was supposed to fight Manny Pacquiao, came back after his injury and fought Yordenis Ugas, who beat Manny Pacquiao, in March. And I think he was out for a year and a half, because he fought Danny Garcia. He was supposed to fight Manny Pacquiao in August of 2021. But he got injured, so then he ended up fighting Yordenis Ugas March of 2022. So that was a year and a half off, and then he ended up fighting Terrence Crawford July of 2023. So he was off another year or so, and then or a little bit over a year, and came back and fought Terrence Crawford. So Errol Spence has definitely kept his word. He said he wanted to clean up his side of the street, then he'll see Terrence Crawford, and he did that. So I think that I don't think Errol Spence fears Ryan Garcia, and I definitely think Errol Spence would beat Ryan Garcia, should it be at a healthy weight for him. Now, if it's at 147, then maybe not, because, you know, but I don't think Errol Spence would take that fight at 147 because Errol Spence said that he cannot make that weight anymore. And who knows, maybe that was the reason he lost to Terence Crawford. I don't know. But anyways, let me know what you guys think. Who do you see winning this fight? If this fight happens, do you want to see it happen? Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. But what do I know?